If you've been picturing your downsized life as simpler and easier, and you haven't considered what the first night in that new house actually feels like, then this video is for you. Because today I'm going to walk you through 5 things nobody warns you about after the move. And number 3 is the one that catches people completely off guard. I'm Parnia Noruzi, and here on Next Chapter LA, we talk about downsizing, right-sizing, relocating, selling and buying in simple language without any pressure. A few years ago, I thought the hardest part of downsizing was getting ready to move, deciding what to keep, what to donate, what to sell, packing up decades of memories. Today, I don't think that's the hardest part at all. After helping Los Angeles homeowners buy and sell homes for more than 20 years, I've come to believe that many of the biggest downsizing mistakes don't happen before the move. They happen after you've already moved in. That's the part that almost no one talks about. If you're thinking about downsizing after retirement, I would love to share what I've seen happen during the first year after you have moved in, because understanding the transition can make the entire experience much easier. The first thing nobody tells you is that your new home probably won't feel like home right away. Even if you chose it, even if you're excited about moving, your previous home held years, sometimes decades of your life. Birthday parties, holiday dinners, children growing up, family traditions. Those memories don't disappear when you move, and you can't replace them in a few weeks. Your new home becomes special because of the memories you're going to create again, not because of how beautiful it is on the moving day. So if these first few months feel a little strange, don't assume you've made the wrong decision. Give yourself time. The second thing nobody tells you about is that you'll probably question your decision. Almost everyone does. Once the excitement wears off and the life goes on and settles down, it's very common to start comparing everything to the old house. You may miss your kitchen, your garden, your neighbors, your morning routine. Some people even wonder if selling was a mistake. In my experience, that feeling usually isn't about the house itself. Missing your old home doesn't automatically mean you should have stayed there. The third thing nobody tells you about is that you probably won't miss as much as you think, and that's a good thing. Before downsizing, people focus on everything they're giving up. The guest room, the formal dining room, the extra storage, the large backyard. And a few months later, many tell me something very different. I wasn't really using most of that space anyway. Instead, they notice what they've gained. Less cleaning, less maintenance, lower utility bills, more free time, more flexibility. Sometimes less really does become more. The fourth thing nobody tells you is that decluttering usually isn't finished when the moving truck leaves. Many people spend weeks deciding what to keep before they move. Then they begin living in the new home and realize that they still have some things that they don't use, and that's perfectly normal. In fact, I think the second round of decluttering is usually easier. Now you're making decisions based on the way you actually live instead of the way you imagined you would live. And finally, the fifth thing nobody tells you is that the first year is really about building a new routine. You find a different grocery store, a new coffee shop, a new walking route. You meet new neighbors. You discover favorite restaurants. Little by little, your new community starts feeling familiar, and one day you realize you're no longer thinking about the old house every day. You're simply living your life, and that's when you know your new chapter has truly begun. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not suggesting that everyone should downsize. Don't get me wrong. For some people, staying exactly where they are, it's still the best decision, especially if it's a one-story house, small square footage, small backyard to take care of. You don't need to downsize to a smaller space. Others may decide to remodel, some may rent, some may move closer to family. Every situation is different. There isn't one situation that works for everyone. What I do believe is this: whenever possible, make these decisions because you want to, not because you have to, not because a health crisis forces you to, not because maintaining the house has become overwhelming. The earlier you begin thinking about your options, the more choices you will usually have. And having choices is almost always a good thing. Over the years, I've noticed something else. People rarely tell me, "I wish I had kept the extra bedroom." Much more often, they tell me, "I wish I hadn't waited this long to start thinking about moving." Not necessarily to move sooner, but to begin the conversation sooner, because planning ahead almost always creates better decisions. If you're considering downsizing, don't focus on what you might be leaving behind. Spend some time thinking about what you might be gaining. A simpler home, less responsibility, more flexibility, more time to enjoy the people and activities that matter most. I would love to leave you with one question. If you were to downsize tomorrow, what do you think would be the hardest thing to leave behind? I would love to hear about your thoughts. Your comments often shape my future videos. If you're interested in thoughtful conversations about buying, downsizing, selling, and planning your next chapter in Los Angeles, I would love to have you join me here every Wednesday on Next Chapter LA. Thank you for watching, and I hope you remember that when it's time to simplify, I'm here for you.